Hello. Today I'm gonna be eating some pie for you.
Good.
Hope you guys enjoy this.
Good. Alright, that was the audio version of this podcast. Thanks for listening. So welcome back to the
Welcome
podcast.
Oh, I'll be right back. You keep talking. Go talk.
What the fuck? Alright, so today, we got some interesting shit to talk about. It's kind of been a little while. Hope you enjoyed that Asmer little intro. First thing we're gonna talk about is this song called Dapo Rock, and if you haven't heard, it's gonna be in the description in the link dump. So go watch it. It's like 3 minutes. It's really good, and see if you can understand it. It's kind of weird, and I'm gonna pause here so you can go watch it. All right, welcome back. Thanks for watching Dapo Rock. Hope you enjoyed it. What do you think of it? What do you think? What do you think it's about? Like, obviously you didn't understand the lyrics because you don't speak Japanese. But what did the video tell you about? And as soon as Josh gets back, we're gonna start discussing what it meant to us. As I've watched it like 25 times. Josh only watched it about once.
Yo.
All right, welcome back.
Sorry about that. My toilet seat is pink. I don't know why. Apparently it is.
The fuck? Alright, well, so they just watched Dapo Rock, so we can just get right into it.
Okay. I just watched it for the first time like 5 minutes ago. I didn't understand any of it. The song was really good. Well, explain, Zach.
Can you tell me like what happened in the video, from your perspective? Because
there was a guy watching something on TV. It seemed like it was a popular thing, I guess, and everyone was trying to get him to like it, so eventually he liked it. I don't know. Am I completely off?
I'm not sure. Like, I don't know if I'm right. What I saw in it is I saw, like, they have this, they show, like, these, like, sad people, and then they get this CD called Dapo Rock, and, the CD, goes into them, and they become happy.
Okay.
And it shows, like, all these, like, positive images involved with, like, this CD, trying to sell it.
Yeah.
And then the kid gets on the phone, orders it, and then, the band comes, and he goes on a fucking trip.
Okay.
And, so I thought it was about, like this aggressive marketing, like using other topics as...
That's really interesting.
Yeah, to, like, funnel marketing. And I also thought it was about, like media addiction, just this kid sitting in front of his TV.
Mm-hmm.
And, but then I read the lyrics, and, I think it, how do I describe this? I think it actually, is also about, like, sometimes, Josh, have you experienced where, like, in order to make friends, you sort of need to, like, recreationally use drugs? That's becoming, like, a more and more common thing.
It is. I've never experienced it. Because anyone that's ever asked me to do drugs has been cool with me saying no. So I don't think I've ever experienced being forced to, but I don't know. But I know it's definitely a thing.
Yeah, I agree, and I don't mean forced to, but I mean like the only way to get yourself into, like, social situations is to, like, use drugs with other people, and that's a very real thing that happens. And
I've definitely had that with drinking.
Yeah, and that's peer pressure, and drinking, same thing. If you're underage, like, that's just something you have to do to associate with people. And judging from the lyrics, I think that is also, like, a theme of that. But anyway, that's a great song. Everything about it. I mean, the song, Jin's in it, Ishifuro's in it, the bassist for Kagura Project is in it. It's wonderful. Great song by Neru. But you already listened to it, so you know it's great. Alright.
I just realized something.
Yes.
So... Fuck. Oh, God. My throat. Jesus Christ. Okay,
Josh is like dying.
Fuck. Okay, so Kagero days, Kagero project. It means heat haze days, right? Hello?
Hello.
It means heat haze days, right?
Yes, yeah, it does.
Okay.
Kagero days.
What does heat haze days sound like? Hazy maze cave days. Hazy maze cave.
Holy shit.
The level of Super Mario 64 Hazy Maze Cave. But what do you do in Hazy Maze Cave? You go to parallel universes.
You beat Watch for Rolling Rocks in 0.58 presses.
Because you use parallel universes. Kagero days. The Heat Haze days is all about parallel universes. Hazy Maze Cave is a parallel universe in the Kagero project, linking the Super Mario universe with the Kagero project universe.
You know, I gotta say, I really enjoyed that part in Makaku City Actors where Shintaro jumped backwards into a parallel timeline.
Using a scuttlebug.
But he can't have a
Shintaro, scuttlebug. A Coke spill is a Coke spill. You can't just say it's half.
He made a scuttlebug jamboree. No, you can't make scuttlebug jamborees until they saved 3 A presses earlier this week.
Should we just tell them which video to watch?
Yeah, watch for Rolling Rocks in 0.58 presses. It's amazing. It's a great video. All right, watch it now. All right, welcome back. Then they also discovered saving 3 new A presses this weekend.
Fuck. And I haven't even watched that shit yet because they didn't make a video about it.
You remember in Watch for Rolling Rocks where it said, well, unfortunately we can't get all the scuttlebugs together to have a big old scuttlebug jamboree.
Yes.
All right,
they had a big old scuttlebug jamboree.
You get one of the stars by getting a scuttlebug jamboree together. And so what you actually do is you know the scuttlebug thing where it like jumps up and like so you can jump off of it and ground pound?
Yes.
You remember that part?
Sure.
So what you do now is you raise, instead of walking into that thing for 12 hours, you raise a scuttlebug for 12 hours, and it goes into a vertical parallel universe, and then it gets too close to a wall, and it snaps down to your position.
That's amazing. You know what I'm going to do to celebrate that amazing, amazing fact? I'm going to overdose on gummy vitamins. Have a bottle of gummy vitamins right here. Here we go. Let's do this.
No, Josh, don't do it.
I want to do it. YOLO, love live. You only live twice. Okay, I took my daily allotment. I'm done. So what's next?
I am not sure. You can talk about a topic because I just took.
Let me see what I want to talk about. I have a lot of topics on here. Half of them I wrote 2 weeks ago, so I don't remember what they are. Last night, I'm just improvising a topic. Last night was Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 9. So if you're watching this in 3 months, you know what episode aired. Season 6, Episode 9. This episode was called The Battle of the Bastards.
The Battle of 5 Bastards.
And you know what? It was amazing. It was awesome. I loved it so much. I'm not going to give spoilers, but it was so good. There was only 2 arcs in this episode. They only did the Daenerys arc and Jon Snow arc. That's it. I feel like next episode they should address what happened to Bran, because we haven't seen him in like 5 episodes, and that's the arc I'm most invested in. So, but yeah, last night's episode was amazing. I almost clapped. It was really good. You should not watch Game of Thrones, but read the books, even though the show is amazing. Theme song. Yep. Okay, we're back.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for listening to our theme song.
Thanks for watching the podcast this week. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. It means so much to us that you watch this.
I think we're about to wrap up, so we'll see you next week, right?
It's not over. I mean, just how'd you like it so far?
Yeah, we're gonna see you next week. It's not over yet. How'd you like it so far? I feel like I had so much to talk about that I can no longer remember. Bravest Warriors, go.
Yeah, so Bravest Warriors this week, after a large, over 2-year break between seasons 2 and 3, which is longer than the show has run in its entirety, from season 1 to season 2, they announced that Bravest Warriors is now going to be locked behind a paywall. So,
what the fuck?
Wonderful.
It's ridiculous. It's so bad.
Yeah, and they're also locking Bee and Puppy Cat, which was kickstarted.
Who gives a fuck about Bee and Puppy Cat? Talk about Bee and Puppy Cat. That whole experience. I have a lot of shit with Cartoon Hangover. I'm moving to the bed. That's how pissed I am. I have a lot of shit with Cartoon Hangover. They piss me the fuck off. Tell them about Cartoon Hangover and their evil antics.
They're moving their stuff to a subscription thing in 6 months when it's up, and you can't watch it until then, and you can't watch it now, and it's probably not going to be good because Breen Burns left the show. So
I guarantee you, Cartoon Network was being an asshole. That's why he left.
Yeah, I think so.
Because Bee and Puppy Cat. If you've seen Bee and Puppy Cat and you've seen all the Bee and Puppy Cat content that's out now, you would know that the first 2 episodes, which make up the pilot of the series, were amazing. I'd probably give it a 10 out of 10. It was perfect. It was great. It was a great start to which should have been a great show. But then, after a long hiatus, they brought it back to be a regular series. And the first episode of that comeback wasn't that bad, in my opinion. But everything after that was just complete and utter trash. They destroyed the series. I'm not going to finish it unless everyone says it's the return of Bee and Puppy Cat.
It was the sharpest drop in quality between 2 episodes of a show, to the point where the pilot is one of my favorite animated or otherwise just one of my favorite pieces of media ever, and then the next episode is complete garbage and pretty hard to watch.
It's ridiculous. And I'm worried they're going to do that with Bravest Warriors, because Bravest Warriors seasons 1 and 2 are amazing. They're fantastic, and there's so much building up. There's a lot of theories, a lot of speculation, and I'm worried that season 3 they're just going to wrap it up really quickly, not address any of the theories and things, not address any of the deep stuff that they could have addressed. They could have made I'm worried. And the thing is, the show isn't out. We obviously have to give it the benefit of the doubt. It might be amazing. Who knows? But I'm worried they're just gonna rush end it and do a shitty ending, and that would be shitty because it's such a good show, and it has so much potential. And if it was in better hands, it could have been better. However, like I said, this is all speculation. We don't know what's gonna happen. It could be as amazing as it should be. Because of the way Cartoon Hangover is behaving, I do not want to monetarily support their system, so I'll probably be pirating the episodes, sort of. Unless it's amazing, then maybe I'll consider paying for it. But you know what I mean? I don't want to support such a broken system because I don't want to show them that this is okay. And that's my opinion on the whole situation. I think what happened at Cartoon Hangover was a tragedy. And I think that Cade needs to pay the price.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I've pretty much abandoned all hope for Bravest Warriors.
I've abandoned all hope for Cartoon Hangover.
Yeah, just everything Cartoon Hangover in general. I was so excited about that show, but it's been over 2 years, and that excitement's just faded for me. When I go back and watch it, I feel it, but I just know there's no way it's going to be that good.
I really want to rewatch it. I was planning on rewatching it pretty soon. But the thing is, it's not on YouTube anymore, right?
No, it's still on YouTube.
Okay, good.
Apparently, they're gonna remove it when they start up the subscription service. They're gonna move it.
Okay, that's when I'll go to like another site because I'm pissed. But I guess it's out of our control. There's nothing we can do about it other than not give them our money. You should make more Catbug pop figures, then maybe it'll redeem your company.
Yeah, that would have helped them stay afloat to make money, right? Just merchandise.
Okay, they released a Bravest Warriors line of pop figures, and the only figures they created were Catbug, Evil Catbug, and Impossibear.
Are you fucking kidding me?
They didn't do any of the main characters of the series. Contrary to the popular belief, Catbug is not the main character.
And that shit makes me so fucking upset when people go, "Oh, I love Catbug." I'm like, what fucking show is he from? He's from Bravest Warriors. Do you even know that? Have you heard of that name? No, I've never heard of it. Fuck you! Fuck you!
Zach just left. So I guess I'm doing the podcast. He's back. Yay.
Oh, well, yeah, I just threw my knife and I can't find it. So.
Fuck, my phone with all my notes is over there. Fuck, think of a topic. Because I don't. I'll go get my phone, fuck it. This is. Oh, E3. E3. E4. E5. E6. E7. E8. E10? I skipped 9.
They skipped 9!
E11? E12.
Oh yeah, we have all of E3 to talk about.
E13.
Nothing interesting happened, except for Sony's keynote and Nintendo showing Breath of the Wild. That's it.
Zelda Breath of the Wild looks so good. I decided against watching everything except for the trailer because I want to go into that game almost completely blind. I have
you
not.
Won't.
You won't.
You won't. You won't.
So I've only watched the main trailer, the 3-minute trailer. You can see a my reaction video on my channel. It looks really good, and I'm super excited about it. Todokata?
Setsuna Sani. Actually, we have to say "Go My Way" now because Sivaguna rebooted and doesn't remember anything from.
Before we drop E3, we should probably finish the E3 topic before going into Giva.
Yeah, alright. I'm going to say my impressions of E3. They didn't announce Skate 4. So it's immediately disappointment. Skate 4 is not announced. I don't think you care about any other games. Breath of the Wild looks okay.
The new Zelda, obviously, it's going to be a system seller for me. Did they announce if it's coming out on the Wii U or NX?
I think it'll probably come out on both, like Twilight Princess.
If it comes out on both, I'll go for the NX because that's the new system. But if it comes out on the Wii U, only on the Wii U, I'll get the Wii. It's going to be a system seller for me because I have neither system, and that's like that game. Zelda games are obviously system sellers. And Zelda's my favorite video game series of all time, so naturally I'm going to buy it. And, what else from E3? Sun and Moon, obviously. Pokemon Sun and Moon. Obviously look amazing. What I really like the theme because I'm really into, like, tropical stuff. I really like that, so it's going to be awesome. How it's, like, I think the Alola region, is that what's called, Alola region?
Yep.
Based on Hawaii. Going to be awesome. I wonder if it's just going to be, like, a series of small islands. Or it's going to be like a region. Like, do you have to surf between the things?
I assume so.
That would be cool.
Yeah, IGN's going to fuck up the rating, because way too much water.
Yeah.
Probably a lot
Which is funny, because I always thought Hoenn was supposed to be the tropical region. But, I guess not. I guess Alola. I guess they can both be tropical regions.
Now we get a Hawaii region.
This would be cool if it, like, imagine if it beats, like, Hoenn as my favorite region. That would be interesting.
Yo, that's what I said.
I'm hyped about it. Which version are you getting?
I think I'm gonna get Moon.
Me too. Because the Legendary to me looks so much cooler. Which is funny, I was talking to Alberto, and Alberto's our friend. We'll probably have him on a guest I want to hear someday.
We've literally not had Alberto on yet. Like, Alberto is probably the person we are closest to, and he's not been on the podcast yet.
Yeah. So I was talking to him, and he said he was getting Moon. But I said everyone's getting Moon. No one's going to get Sun. And he's like, actually, I think me, you, and Alberto, he said, are the only ones that he knows that are getting Moon. He says everyone else he knows is getting Sun. He says Sun is better. And I'm like, what the fuck? Really? Funny thing is, I don't know anyone getting Sun. So, there you have it. It's a weird dynamic.
I know people that are split 50-50 pretty much.
So I think it's going to be a 50-50 split, to be honest. I think a lot of people... Because usually there's a version that's always, like, dominant in every generation.
Yeah.
Like, in Sinnoh, everyone got Diamond. No one got Pearl. Everyone got Black. No one got White.
It's usually the first one.
Yeah.
Fire Red, like, sold out, and Leaf Green.
Yeah, I have Fire Red.
It's in stock. That's the reason I have Leaf Green, is because Fire Red was sold out.
I'd say X and Y was the first time it was evenly distributed. Probably.
I think there is more X.
I have X, so maybe.
I have Y.
What else looked good for me? I honestly, I'm a Nintendo player. Like, I pretty much now only play Nintendo games and indie games. That's about it. Like, I don't really play any other games. Crash looked pretty cool. I think, aren't they remaking the first Crash Bandicoot game?
They're remaking the first 3, right?
That looked pretty cool. I like Crash Bandicoot. I had Crash Bandicoot: The Huge Adventure as a kid. I love that game. I still love that game. I think it's an amazing game. I haven't played any other Crash game. Actually, no, I did. I played at a friend's house, I think, a lot of the first Crash Bandicoot. But Crash Bandicoot: The Huge Adventure is great. So I guess I like Crash, and it was pretty cool to see him with really good graphics. But other than that, I can't think of anything that really caught my interest from E3 except for Turbo Josh. 22. Rocco again made a cameo. Rocco of Mega 64 again made a cameo at E3. This time, I don't think it was as good. This time, it was still funny. I don't think it was as good. Yeah, I definitely thought it was funny. I love how Rocco.
I want to talk about the Crash Bandicoot thing.
Okay.
So I was in a group chat, and we were watching, and like the Crash Bandicoot thing comes up, and you see the guy walk out, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, the new Crash Bandicoot!" And he goes, "We're gonna be remastering Crash 1, Crash 2, and whatever." And everyone's like, "What the fuck? Oh my god!" And everyone flipped the fuck out, and everyone was so
excitement
disappointed.
Or disappointment?
Disappointment. They thought there was gonna be a new Crash.
But yeah, there hasn't been any. I guess it seems like they're building up to a new Crash.
And then they announced Crash Skylanders, and everyone flipped the fuck out.
Skylander, I'm so done with this Skylander shit. I've never played a Spyro game, but I know Spyro is a beloved franchise. A lot of people loved it. And then all of a sudden they make like Spyro Skylanders. But then it's like with Rayman the Rabbids or whatever for years.
Little white things?
Yeah, like they did Rayman games, and then Rayman Raving Rabbids came out, and everyone loved the Rabbids so much that they just started making Rabbids games and forgot about Rayman. And then I think like a while later though, they eventually went back to their roots and did bring back Rayman and got rid of the Rabbids. I think that's what's going to happen with Spyro. I think because Spyro isn't even in the Skylanders games anymore. So like I think what's going to end up happening is that couple years from now, people are going to get sick of Skylanders. I think a lot of people are already sick of Skylanders. I never got into it. I don't know. It doesn't have any appeal to me. But I think people are already sick of Skylanders, and I think what's going to happen is they're going to go back to Spyro's roots and make some like classic Spyro games.
I think they should add Skate to Skylanders. If they're not going to make Skate 4, they may as well add Skate to Skylanders.
I don't get the Skate joke, but
everyone when they announced Skylanders, everyone was spamming, "Why is this not Skate 4?"
So,
and like every time a new thing would come up, it'd be like, Maybe like this, like Skate 4, Elder Scrolls 6, Skate 4. And then they showed the skiing game, and it's like, holy shit, it's Skate 4 skateboarding. I mean, snowboarding. Skate 4 with snow. It was wonderful.
Speaking of Elder Scrolls, I have not heard anything about this except from you. I still don't know if you were joking or telling the truth, because I've heard nothing about this from any other source. I'm not big on the gaming scene anymore, so naturally I'm not going to hear this kind of news, this kind of newsies. But did they actually announce Skyrim 2?
They announced Skyrim Remastered for the Xbox One and PS4.
So is it just like an HD remake, or is it a new game?
Yes, they are making an HD remake for a game that came out not even 4 years ago.
Well, they just did Last of Us HD. So it's something, I guess, expected, but
Last of Us was this one-off, like super well-received game that's, like, not part of a series.
Which is ironic, because with Last of Us, like, at the beginning everyone was flipping out, and then later everyone said it was, like, shit, which is funny. I've seen a lot of great things. I've watched a lot of reviews and analysis. I've never played it because I don't have those systems, but seems great. But that's beside the fact. So
like there's been a meme in the Elder Scrolls community that instead of Elder Scrolls 6, which as you know, Skyrim is Elder Scrolls 5, instead of making Elder Scrolls 6, they'll just make Skyrim 2, because Skyrim made so much money and it's such a hugely casual game when all the other games were like actually like good and deep and stuff. And literally they announced Skyrim Remastered, aka Skyrim 2, and shitty test scores flipped the fuck out. Everyone was like, holy shit, we were right, and I'm gonna fucking kill myself because I didn't want this to actually happen.
So, but isn't the whole, like, I don't know, this is just from, like, what I hear from as an outsider, isn't the whole Skyrim, like, community now based on just mods? Like, does no one care about, like, the actual game anymore?
The actual game's not very good. Like, it's pretty boring, and the quests are, like, bare bones. I mean, it's, like, probably, like, 100 hours of stuff in there. But yeah, most of the stuff keeping the game alive is, like, mods.
So you think Steven Plays is going to do another 300-something episode Skyrim Let's Play for Skyrim HD?
I don't want to watch any more Skyrim ever. I want to Scroll 6. Why would they not? They made an HD remake of a game that came out not even 4 years ago. That you can play on like any like. You
came out about no. It came out at the end of 2011.
Oh yeah, so like 4 years ago. Okay, it was like over 4 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah, not even 5 years ago.
Yeah, like
my point still stands.
That's
not like
very
the time
to make a remake of something.
To do an HD remake of a game. Different than a port. They said they were like making a whole new engine, which is not true.
Then again,
it's going to be the same engine.
They rebooted Spider-Man like 4 years after the last Spider-Man trilogy.
Well, it's the same thing. They just want money because
it's true.
But you know, the other things that they could have remade, like Daggerfall, a game that's like widely praised, but is like pretty much unplayable nowadays because it's like so old and so hard to control. Arena, even like Morrowind or Oblivion, I would have been fine with because it's kind of hard to run them nowadays.
Yeah,
and they're so good. Like,
obviously I can't be upset about it because I'm not an Elder Scrolls fan, but I have sympathy for all the Elder Scrolls fans out there.
It's literally the dumbest thing ever. Anyway.
What else? Anything else came out of E3? The Nintendo didn't really announce any new games this year.
I know the Xbox One conference flopped.
That's what I've heard. I didn't watch anything this year. I watched the Crash trailer. I watched the Zelda trailer. I haven't even watched the Sun and Moon trailer yet. I just heard it was good.
It looks good. I think that's pretty much it for E3.
Okay. E3 kind of sucked this year. Not much
Has
was
it ever been
announced.
good?
Yeah, I'd say so in the past. This was also the first year when Nintendo didn't do a conference. I'd say the last good one was at like the start of the vlog. I think it was day 2 of the vlog was the last good one.
Yeah, there is something. There is something else that was announced that I forgot.
What is it?
The Stranded Dead or whatever. The PT. The game with Norman Reedus and the baby.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's awesome.
We thought PT was dead. PT is not dead.
So is this a PS4 exclusive, or?
I have no idea.
So is Hideo Kojima working with Konami again, or is he working with someone else now?
No, Konami's dead. Rest in peace, Konami.
Why the fuck were they at
Sony.
E3? Why the fuck was Konami at E3? Because I heard they were there, but like they don't make games anymore, right?
They're showing off the new pachinko machines.
But yeah, so he's working with Sony. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. I know it's unless it's on PC. Is it going to be on Mac? Because unless it's on Mac, I'm not going to be able to play it.
You think you can run Stranded Death or whatever? You think
don't.
You can run PT?
I don't, but I'm really excited about that game simply because I'd love to like hear people talk about it and watch people play it. Like the whole thing, I loved PT. Did I play it myself once? No.
Yeah, I don't own a PS4. I was not able to play PT.
I watched hours and hours of PT related media. Like I loved PT a lot. And I'm happy that it's getting a proper follow-up. I'm happy people are honoring Hideki Anno and the praise he deserves. After all, he did make Metal Gear Eva.
Yes, I agree.
I just got a text.
What else are we going to talk about? What do we?
I actually have a lot of topics here. I don't remember what half of them mean, though. Because
what do we interrupt to talk about E3 about?
Giva.
Oh, yeah. Giva.
While you talk about Giva, I'm going to go address something that's going on.
What? I don't want to just talk about it without you.
Oh, fuck.
Alright, it's fine. We're going to cut this out. See ya.
Okay. No, we're not cutting it out. We're keeping this going.
We're cutting it out.
We're keeping this going. Keeping this going. Todokute.
I will make sure you cut this out, Josh.
Fuck.
Okay, hopefully Josh already cut it out, because he just listened to that and he thought it was so horribly disgusting he cut back to the part where he shows up. So, you know, what's going on? You're probably not going to hear this, but, you know, just in case you do, I guess I should say something. So, we're going to talk about Giva Sunner. Giva Sunner is it's a channel that uploads high-quality video game rips that are actually, like, remixes and mashups and memes and stuff. His channel got shut down. He rebooted his Siva Gunner. He took a break. He came back, and then he crashed, and he rebooted, and just shit's been going down since then. I'm going to re-explain this when Josh gets back, because we're going to cut this part out. So I guess hearing it twice is better than just having me sit in silence for a while. Look at Josh being a professional, just leaving halfway through his fucking podcast twice. He did twice. Welcome back, Josh.
You could see a giant, like, distorted wave for the woo!
Alright, welcome back, viewers. Sorry we had to cut that part out. Now we're going to talk about Giva Sunner. So, Giva Sunner is this channel that uploads...
I think we've talked about him before, have we?
Yeah, so you're familiar with him. Recently, on the Siva Gunner channel, he crashed and rebooted and promptly forgot all of his old memes, and now is like, and now he's replaced all of his memes with like new memes, and he released last night, he released a new album with no name, with a bunch of empty tracks. I believe 17 of them. And with a comment that only said, this album artwork came out a little bit too late. I should fix that. And so that album sat for an hour or two before people started realizing, like, maybe we should mess with the album art. Josh, you're not familiar with what happened, are you?
I have no idea what happened. All I know is that you're now the top post on the Siva Gunner subreddit.
Yeah, I have the top post of all time on the Siva Gunner subreddit right now for recapping what we did. It was this big community effort, and it was a lot of fun. So here's what happened. So let me pull up my summary. Actually, let me just go to top all time. There we are. Alright, so no, you gotta sing Simpsons now. There's no more Flintstones.
No more Family Guy either.
Oh no, there's Family Guy.
Zach, hit it.
Alright, so what happened is, when you bring the album artwork into a program and make it darker and increase the contrast, you see that there's a string of binary on the bottom that if you convert it into text, it gives you this like alphanumeric string, which is the end of a YouTube link. If you plug it into a YouTube link, it brings you to an unlisted video on Siva Gunner's channel. It says, it goes last name, and then it distorts, and it shows a bunch of hex values, and then it goes first name, and then lists off a bunch more hex values while distorting. And if you convert those into text, it gives you an imager link, and you put it together, and it brings up a picture that says, I saw a deer, reverse name, and then 24 seconds.
I love emojis like this so much.
And it says, what's that sound? And Josh, this was one that I got to participate in and very much help solve. It's been a trip. So then you go back and you watch the rip called I Saw a Deer Today from Portal 2. And you go to 24 seconds in and you hear very faintly in the background, ah, ah. It's Loud Negra, of course. So you take the name Loud Negra, and if you see in the background of this image, there's a Twitter link, or there's a big image of the Twitter header, or there's a big image of like the Twitter icon, and if you put in Loud Negra in reverse into the Twitter as the Twitter username, which is Argin Dual is what it comes out to, and you go to that, it brings you to a Twitter page with 3 videos of Loud Negra gasping and screaming in Morse code. Ah, 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 like that. So this is the step where I got involved. I got on and immediately solved this thing that we were wondering about. So if you convert it to Morse code and you convert that into English, it says in these 3 videos, it says add the 7th letter of each album track, Tumblr. So you go to the album and you take the 17 tracks and you take the 7th letter of each, and it spells out the words Flustered Fernando. And if you put that in a Tumblr link, you go to flusteredfernando.tumblr.com. And there, all the Tumblr is just pictures of Angry Joe. Just like hundreds of pictures of Angry Joe.
Angry Joe flustered Fernando?
Apparently. And but 2 posts on this subreddit link to downloads. One links to
you mean this blog?
What did I say?
Subreddit.
Oh, alright, on this Tumblr, yeah. There's 2 posts that lead to downloads. One leads to Nathaniel Welchert featuring Albert Softy rapping for G-Sans, which is a mashup of rapping for Jesus and Sans. But when you download it and you play it, it just makes a beep. and it doesn't play properly, so it's corrupted. And then the other download goes to 7pesopedro.rar, and when you extract that, it just has a bunch of pictures of Angry Joe, like several megabytes, like 50 megabytes of pictures of Angry Joe, and then and then a file that says that's called useemulation.flac. So what you do is you take the wrapping for Jesus.mp3, you change the extension to .nes, and then you open it up in an NES emulator, and it opens. It's 7 Granddad, but it's a ROM hack. The text is changed to say Bane spit, and then a string of like characters that's not pronounceable, and then the number below it, where it normally says, whatever the date, the copyright date, it says 9/30/1960, which is, 9/30/1960, September 30th, 1960. It's the day the Flintstones aired in the U.S. on television for the first time. So if you notice, Bane's Pit, or Bane's Spit, is an anagram of pastebin. If you go to the pastebin URL, and you copy the ending part as the end of the URL, you get this like Cyrillic text in Russian that says, when translated, it says "Look Koryball channel." If you go to the Siva Gunner channel and you type in Koryball, which is the name of this like horrible Cory smash, or what's it called, Space Jam mashup. When you type it in, it shows up only 3 videos. You open up each video, and in the description, there's a link to an image. The first image is the MySpace logo. The second image is the word Todo, and then the third image is the word Kemep. If you go to myspace.com/Todo Kemep, then you get this profile belonging to Nozomi, and if you scroll to the right, they left a comment on Snow Halation that says, Hiajobo, sorry, just felt like saying that. I'm very random, teehee. I'm very angry that the people mistreat me for that. If you take Imgur, which stands for Imager, and you go to imager.com/Hiajobo, which is the thing that she opened it up with, you get an image that's that is, instead of Did You Know Gaming, it says, Did You Know Gaying? And then it says on the bottom, the course has just been cleared. I repeat, the course has just been cleared. So that is a hint to go back to the Siva Gunner channel and go to the course has been cleared RIP. And in the description of that, there's a bunch of octal that when you convert it to text says 7 is the cardinal number. Only accept every 7th word as fact. And then there's also a link. Or there's also the prefix to a Reddit username, and then a link to a MIDI file called courseclear.mid. If you download courseclear.mid and you open it up in a MIDI viewer, you see a Reddit username, and it's u/dickdrawer7. You go to u/dickdrawer7, and he's only made one post on the Give Us Honor subreddit, and it's this long paragraph. If you take every 7th word, like it says search post on 4chan, use mirror by triumphant shitposter, last 7 characters of string is image. So then you go to a 4chan mirror site. I used fireden.net when I figured out this step. You search up in the username field, you put in triumphant shitposter, and it comes up with a message that says like Nozomi's the best waifu, and then a bunch of garbage text. If you take the last 7 letters of that and you put it into the Imager link, you get an image of Chad Warren corrupted.
Who's Chad Warren?
Chad Warren, Snow Halation.
Yeah,
that guy. You get a corrupted picture of Chad Warren. What you do is you download it from Imager, you change the extension to a zip, and then you open it up, and you get a file called congratulations.jpg. In congratulations.jpg, it has some text from the end of Kanye's quest, and then it tells you to email this email address if you want to participate. And that's where it ends.
Did you email the email address?
Hell yeah, I emailed the email address. I actually emailed it twice. And I think I was the first one to do so. First or second. And
that was so complicated. How long did that take?
It took us 3 to 4 hours to complete it from start to finish. There was.
So how long do you think it took Giva and the whole Giva crew to plan that?
It took them 8 hours to put it together, and it took us 4 hours to solve it, which is a pretty good ratio. Like, it's a pretty difficult puzzle if it only took you 8 hours to make and you complete it in 4 hours. That's like 2 to 1. A lot of people spent months on ARGs, and they're solved in like a day or two.
Listening to your entire description of the Giva Center ARG made me have a realization about one of my favorite books.
Ready Player One?
Yeah. Ready Player One.
Isn't a movie coming out?
Yeah, but Ready Player One is an ARG. Like, the story isn't one big ARG. It's the plot. It works exactly like an ARG. And, yeah, it is. It's an ARG. How did I not think of this before? Like, I don't understand that. I always thought, it's just another go into a video game story. But it's not. It's the characters doing a giant ARG that they actually, like, travel through a video game world to solve. It's awesome. Read Ready Player One if you haven't. I literally read it in half a day. The entire book. It's like 400 and something pages, and I read it in half a day.
I should read it at some point. But it doesn't matter because I just experienced real life Ready Player One. And we did it. And
so now are you now like a billionaire?
A billionaire? I didn't make any money, unfortunately.
But you made the Tudokatez.
I made. Hopefully, we're gonna save Granddad. We're gonna reboot him, and he's gonna remember Snow Halation.
Snow Halation.
Snow Halation and Flintstones. It's gonna be wonderful.
Flintstones.
Anyway, I know way more than I want to know about the Giva Center channel, and
I'm really proud of you, Zach. That's amazing.
Thank you, Josh. I'm proud of myself.
What else do I want to talk about?
I'm also proud of everyone who helped. I was not the only one working on this. I'd say there's fucking what's his name? Blaze, who solved probably just as much as me, and we probably each solved almost half. And then these other, everyone else who helped solve like one thing or the other. It was a crazy experience. It was very fun, and there's probably going to be more.
Tight.
So how do you feel about that ARG?
I feel what happened to Giva was a tragedy, and fuck, Negro needs to pay the price. I just told the time that I was listening. I had this is after I downloaded the Siva Gunner albums. I was in the car, and it's weird because this was like the first time I wasn't the one driving in a very long time. So I'm in the back row, and I fell asleep listening to music because I got like 4 hours of sleep because I didn't know I was going, and so I'm fast asleep. And all of a sudden, I guess a track comes on with Negro Scream on. I think it was the Donkey Kong Country opening where it's like
C-G Coconut Gun.
Not Coconut Gun. the Donkey Kong Country fanfare. And I woke up. I'm like, oh. It scared the shit out of me.
You go, oh, shit.
And I go, oh.
Yeah, so my God. I actually have a similar story from this morning. So after the ARG finished up, and I wrote up my whole post, and I was ready to go to bed. It was like 8 a.m. And so I get in bed, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll sleep for like 6 hours or something before class.
What time's your class?
It was 1. I guess
5
I was going
hours.
to sleep for 4 hours.
Okay.
My class was at 1. I was going to wake up at 12. And so, I get in bed and I fall asleep. And I'm like, I stayed up all night, so I don't sleep very well. I sleep like a fucking brick. And then at 10 o'clock, someone knocks on my door. And I'm like, I've gotten about 2 hours of sleep. And I I'm woken up and I have no idea what's going on because no one ever knocks on my door, and then they open up my door, and they're like, "I'm like you called. I'm here to fix your AC," and I'm laying in bed. I'm laying in bed and not wearing any clothes, and I look up and I look at them. I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm sleeping here. And he's like, I'm like, I didn't call you. He's like, your roommate called. He says the AC isn't working and the AC unit's in your room. And I'm like, oh, okay. What do you want me to do? he's like, I need to get in your room to fix it. I'm like, all right, well, can you give me 5 minutes? And so he's like, all right, and he leaves, and I get up and I get dressed and I let him in, and
I'm so sorry.
I'm still like out of it, and then so I realized like I didn't. I was like totally out of it, and then I just stayed up, and then I went to class, and honestly, I feel fine for only getting 2 hours of sleep in like 48 hours or something.
I think that's what's gonna happen with SuperCon.
I feel totally fine right now.
That's good.
Yes.
I had something I was gonna say relating to sleep. No, I can't remember. Fuck. I don't know. But yeah, I mean.
The end. Yeah. So the
At least it's not as bad as having just people just walk into your room.
Josh, I did have someone just walk into my room.
Like, literally, it was a common occurrence for my friend to just walk into my room, wake me up. Like, no, and then eventually he would stop waking me up, and I'd just hear the GameCube turn on. And I'd be like, what the fuck? And I'd wake up, and he's playing Star Fox.
Where did you have a GameCube in your room?
This was at college.
Yeah, I never saw it.
Oh, there was one.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, in the bedroom. And I just hear the GameCube, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I wake up, and I just kind of watch him play GameCube for like 20 minutes, and then I actually get up.
What kind of schedule did you have that allowed?
That was back when I had a really early morning class. So I wake up, go to the early morning class, and then go back to sleep. So he would come in like the noon, afternoon time. And like, because they wouldn't have the next class till 4. So he'd come like noon, afternoon time and like play.
So I brought up that my favorite Siva track was was Courtesy Bad Hexagon.
Yeah.
And I had multiple people, including another person who makes stuff for the channel, raving about how Courtesy Super Hexagon is objectively the best rip ever made on the channel. And I was just like, wow, I'm so glad other people agree with me. Because it's
That's
so well done.
See, I don't get it. So obviously it's not the best rip for me. Because I don't know either of the songs.
It's still really good.
So, what else? What other news is happening on the scene, the crew, the times? I watched a show.
What show did you watch?
Well, since the last podcast,
cool
I have watched like 3 shows, but I'm only going to talk about this one because the other 2 were not worth talking about. I watched a show.
I think you're fully for watching.
Some call it FLCL. Some call it Fukul. I call it Fooly Cooly.
As they say in the show.
I have officially completed the trinity of famous 90s anime. I have seen Cowboy Bebop. I have seen Neon Genesis Evangelion. Everyone forgets the first part, Neon Genesis. I haven't said Neon Genesis in a long time, but that's the full title, Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Created by the man himself,
Hideo
Kojima.
And now, completing the Holy Trilogy, I have... Trilogy. I have watched Fully Cooley. And
Yo.
I initially watched the first 3 episodes about half a year ago with some friends, and it wasn't the show that was off-putting to me, but the situation around watching it. There was a lot of tension going on, a lot of like stuff going on. I'm not going to go into it, but long story short, I hated the show as like a outlet for the stuff that was going on around it, and I never gave it another chance. So I said I need to watch this show, but only when I've successfully cognitively distanced the show from the stuff that was going on completely. So now that I have been home away from college for like almost a month and a half, I feel like I was distanced enough between the show and the conflict to be able to watch it again. So I watched it all in one sitting. Well, I watched the first 2 episodes while I was at the gym, and then I watched the rest as soon as I got home from the gym. And I have to say, it's really good, and it's a show that's very abstract. Like, you won't understand a lot as it's going along, but once you watch the whole show and sort of have the whole picture, it's interesting because it's both a depressing show, a funny show, but it just leaves you with this like warm feeling inside after you watch it. You just feel kind of like, I don't know if it's satisfaction, I don't know if it's just or if it's like, it just feels you warm, you feel hopeful, I guess. And there's not really anything you can compare it to. I'd say anyone should watch it. It's short enough to where if you won't like it, but watch the whole thing. Don't just watch the 3 episodes and stuff. It's one of those shows that's meant to be watched in one sitting as like a movie. I watched it dubbed because I initially tried watching the sub, and it's very, very fast. So I'm going to go back and watch the sub probably this week, actually. But I would recommend going smooth at miles per hour.
Words flying by.
That's pretty much what this show. So I watched the dub, and the dub is very good. At first I thought it was shitty, and then I realized it's not that the dub is shitty. It's the perfect dub for this show. And yeah, the only thing I can possibly think related to it is Scott Pilgrim. But I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't even go that far to compare it to that. I would say it's definitely its own thing. It's very warm. I guess I don't know what the word be. It's sort of sad overall, but it's also happy. There's a word for that, and I can't think of it. But
bittersweet.
Bittersweet. It's a bittersweet show.
Hey, bittersweet is my favorite type of feeling in a show.
It definitely gives you the bittersweet feeling. Like, it's kind of sad. It's not like there's any like cry moments, but overall, it's a sad show. It's kind of depressing, but it's also, it leaves you optimistic. It leaves you kind of happy, and I really liked it. I like how they sort of they do explain the crazy sci-fi stuff, but it's not about the crazy sci-fi stuff. It's about the characters, and it's about their lives, and it's about their like mental situations and their emotions, and it's really a coming of age story. It's really about one boy's journey into adulthood, and it's one of the best coming of age stories probably. I really liked it a lot. It's definitely a show I'll remember for a very long time. I would definitely consider myself a fan of the show now. It's only 6 episodes. You can watch it in one go. Yeah, I'd highly recommend it.
I haven't watched any shows recently, but I have been making videos regarding anime, and I've got a couple in production right now, and hopefully you'll see them
cool.
soon if they don't get like caught in production hell where I lose motivation to work on them.
Don't lose motivation. You can do it.
I won't lose motivation if I keep watching procrastinators, because literally I've been like not motivated to do anything for probably a year, or I'll do things like very sporadically. But watching this podcast and listening to these people, these content creators talk, just makes me want to get off my ass and actually do something. And so whenever I listen to it, even if I listen to 5 minutes, I'll be like, all right, I'm ready. I should start off the morning by listening to procrastinators.
Yeah, I'm about halfway done with their newest episode, the school one.
Me too.
I sort of agree with what they're saying, but I also think there's some. I don't know if they get to it, but there's something that they're missing, and it's the social and like personal growth that college gives you.
Hey, you broke a commenter rule.
What?
No commenting on the video until you finished it.
That's true. I can't forget I ever said that.
Just think about it.
I'll finish it.
You can write it up and don't submit it until.
I'm not going to submit it. I don't like to do responses and stuff. They have their own opinions. That's fine. I have my own opinions. If I disagree with them, why should I like rub it in their face that I disagree with them?
Hey,
like,
if you like strongly disagree with them and you think
I don't
you have a
strongly
counterpoint,
disagree. Like I understand their points, but I also think there's another point that maybe they'll address, but I can't comment on now because I haven't finished it.
If you watch the whole video and still find something, make a video response as detailed in commenter rules. Make a friendly video response where you explain why you think that they're not right. And I mean, as long as you're like not inflammatory, I don't see how anyone can be upset about it.
That's true. Yeah.
Although they did say there's no such thing as constructive criticism. Criticism is stupid and never criticize them.
I mean, I don't want to I'm not criticizing them because I do agree with their points. I'd say it's more of an additional point or another side of the spectrum. I don't know.
Just make a video. Why did they get rid of video responses on YouTube?
It's dumb. It's stupid. It's dumb. I hate it.
That was actually one of the greatest features of YouTube, and they just removed it, and it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
here's what I wanted to talk about. So, current season of anime is about wrapping up. Within the next 2 or 3 weeks, we're pretty much done with wrapping up the spring season, except for like the 24 episoders. They're going to continue on into the summer season, but we're pretty much wrapping up the spring season. I stuck with 2 shows of this season. Boku no Hero, pretty good.
And
I'm enjoying it. But the other show that I want to talk about here is Kisniver. Have I talked about it on the podcast yet?
Don't talk about it in front of me because I'm not
going to say anything about it. That's the point.
I don't think you have.
Kisniver is the newest show by Studio Trigger.
Oh wait, you have. You definitely have.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, Kisniver is the newest show by Studio Trigger, but I can still talk about it because that's not the point I want to make. It's you should all watch it. It's amazing. It's okay. I'm not gonna say any more about it. But what we're gonna say is next weekend, this Saturday, is the series finale for Kisniver, I believe.
Wait, that's this weekend?
Let me double check right now. I'm pretty sure if it's this weekend. Because I believe.
I have to watch
I'm 2 episodes behind, and I haven't seen episode 10 and episode 11 yet. I believe it's a 12 episode show, and episode 12 airs this weekend. So yeah, and the show will officially be over, unless it's unless it's a 2-season show. But it doesn't seem like it's a 2-season show, so we'll see. But so this week, Zach is going to watch it, and I am announcing here and now. Zach, Alberto, and I will be doing a Kisnacast.
Oh!
Where we will be talking about our opinions on Kisniver, what we liked, what we disliked, and that's going to be coming to you soon, I guess. Fuck.
Did you do anything else interesting? Did you accomplish anything?
Are you hinting at something, or are you just asking?
I'm just asking.
I started taking down all the blue poster tape in my room. I got
You
halfway.
started.
I started. I got halfway done. Well, more than halfway actually. Like probably 3/4 done. But there's some I just can't get, and it just won't come off. So I gave up. I said, you know what? I'll come back to it tomorrow, and I'll finish it tomorrow.
And you never did.
I'm never going to finish it.
Hey, I think that poster tape has been there so long, it's now a permanent feature in your room.
Well, most of it's gone.
Should leave a little bit.
Rest in peace. I feel like there's stuff I'm missing that I wanted to talk about. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
I beat FTL a couple more times. That game is really hard, and I can beat it almost consistently now.
That's good. I haven't played FTL enough. I played it once for like 10 minutes, and I did not enjoy it. But I don't know. That could have been one time.
It's a very hard game.
It doesn't seem like the kind of game for me.
I don't think you work with roguelikes or roguelites.
Yeah. I don't.
Because you give up after you lose.
I get very angry. Okay, I am very bad at video games.
Yes.
I don't know why. I think I've honestly sort of analyzed it to be part of the same part of my brain that makes me really bad at math, and I made a whole backed up idea about why it's the same part of my brain, but I forgot the points I made. But people agree with me once I explain myself to them. So I think it's definitely that same part of my brain that isn't as developed, and I am bad at video games, very bad. I do enjoy video games. I like them a lot. I like playing them alone because I am so bad, and I get so much shit when I play them with other people. But yeah, pretty much the only games I'm good at. I'm good at Zelda. Fine at Pokemon. I mean, you can't really be bad at Pokemon, can you?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'm fine at Pokemon. I don't think I've lost a single battle in X and Y yet, replaying, and I'm on like the 4th gem.
Wow.
I'm the one game that most people are bad at that I'm good at is Donkey Kong Country, but that's because I played it hours and hours as a kid.
CG. Coconut gun. I didn't find that rip very funny until I went in the Discord, and fucking everyone finds it so hilarious, and now it's just rubbed off on me, where I think CG Coconut Gun is the funniest thing that
It is the funniest thing.
CG Coconut Gun. Why is it so funny?
I don't know. Donkey Country I love. But yeah, so the point is, there's a lot of video games that should be one of my favorites that I just don't like because they're so challenging to me. Binding of Isaac. I played about an hour of it. I hated it because I kept on dying. But yeah, the one game that defies all reason as to why I love Super Meat Boy. I love it.
You've never beaten Super Meat Boy.
I've never beaten it. I love that game. Digi has actually never beaten it, and it's one of his favorite games of all time. So yeah, I love Super Meat Boy. That's another game that sort of defies that thing. But yeah, overall, a lot of games don't work with me. That's why you don't see me actually playing a lot of games. But I am a fan of games.
Yeah, so this is actually a topic I was going to discuss in a video, and I'm still probably going to. But it's the idea of a roguelike and why it's such a wonderful genre, but also one of the hardest to pick up a game for. And it's because every roguelike, you start off horrible and you can't make it past the first level. And you just die over and over again, and you think, this is the hardest thing ever. I don't even know how I'm going to get halfway to the end, let alone beat the game.
That's probably what happened with Binding of Isaac.
Binding of Isaac is a roguelike, and yeah, that is why. That's what I thought. I never made it off the first floor the first time I played, and I'm like, this game is stupid. And there's like 8 floors. How am I gonna? Or there's like 6 floors when you start off. I'm like, how am I gonna beat 6 floors? And now it's like, I can beat like pretty much every single run that I ever do, regardless of what I get in the original Binding of Isaac. So there's like, in terms of difficulty, the hardest the game will ever be is about to beat your first run. There's like a very steep hill where it's like difficulty, and then once you hit that, every run after that it becomes like easier and easier until you can do it every time. Like beating it that first time unlocks something where it's like, now I can do it, and then immediately you have this ability like where it's like, oh my god,
that's good.
I can beat the game now.
And it reminds me of the time I learned to ride my ribstick when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was trying for months. Everyone was riding their ribsticks around. They'd be, hey, look at my ribstick. No one fucking rides a ribstick now, by the way. So fuck you. But everyone could ride their ribsticks. Oh, look at me on my ribstick. Look at me on my ribstick. It's so cool. And I'd be like, fuck you. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
But there was, like, I could never get it. I was so bad. And then, I don't remember exactly what it is, but my dad said one thing that just made it click, and I could do it. What?
Bend your knees.
It wasn't bending knees. I don't remember what it was. But it just made it click, and I could flawlessly ride the ripstick. Flawlessly every time after that. No problems. And then, I think I just need that for certain games. I think that's what I need. I need to get that click, and that's I just got to keep on. I can't give up. I always give up on games. I got to keep on playing until I get that click.
Fez is wonderful because it has
Fez. I enjoy so far. I'm not giving up on that.
You should play that game more on your own.
Yeah,
that game has so many clicks, and every single one is more satisfying than the last.
Yeah,
and it literally just feels like perfection. When you beat that game, you go, holy shit. Mm-hmm. It's like, I can't believe I did that. Like, how did I feel when I started this? I feel like I'm a different person. And then you don't play any games for the next 6 months because none of them are as good as Fez. And eventually it wears off and you can start playing games.
I think I've gotten to the post-Undertale ability to play games now. Fez is the first new game that I haven't played before. Other than Hyrule Warriors, but I gave up on that game.
Yeah, Fez pretty much killed my ability to game for like 6 months.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing with Undertale, except for Hyrule Warriors, which I did end up dropping. But with Undertale, I played it, and it was so good that, like, I'm finally with Fez, I've started to play a new game that I haven't played before, that I actually am enjoying so far. Like, I've broken the Undertale spell. But going back to the ribstick analogy, more of the story, after that day that I learned to ride my ribstick flawlessly, I never rode it again because I have the satisfaction. So my ripstick is gone. I don't know where it is, but
Josh thinks his ripstick is gone. Yeah, so that's the feeling of beating a roguelike for the first time, is learning how to ripstick.
So
thanks for
I could
watching.
see roguelikes must be the most satisfying game because of how frustrating they are.
It's frustrating losing towards the beginning, and then losing at the middle, and then losing right before you win, but then beating it that first time and learning that discipline is like...
Yeah. I'd say the two most rewarding styles of games, I'd say, are roguelike and games with a really good story. Because if you beat a game with a really good story, you feel so satisfied and like, oh my god, that was amazing. But there's also the same feeling, even if a roguelike doesn't have a story. Once you master a roguelike, I feel like it's a very similar feeling. But, yeah, I would say so. I've never... Yeah.
I agree.
Have I seen any movies lately?
No, fuck movies.
Fuck movies.
Fuck movie, Bob.
Fuck movie. I've not
Bob
seen
Chipman, if you're watching this, fuck you.
I have not seen a single movie Bob video in my entire life. I heard of him through the procrastinators.
I've heard of them. They all go. Movie Bob's the most knowledgeable person in the world. I fucking hate him. they all like constantly just trash him all the time.
I did find an old video on Best Guy's Average channel. It's a song about how he wants to fuck a lolly more than a little girl, anime girl, more than anything in the entire world.
Wait, Best Guy Ever does?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Even though his number one waifu is Nico Robin, who is a full-grown woman. There is a flashback arc where she is a kid, but she is a full-grown woman. I still haven't decided who my top tier, my number one waifu is. It's either Blake or Robin. I think it might be Ty because they're pretty much the same character, just in their own franchises.
I'm gonna give it to Fleur for number 1, Neo for 2, Keto 3. Bam.
I'd say Blake and Robin are tied as my number one for me because they're pretty much. If you've seen Ruby and you've seen One Piece, they're pretty much the same character and serve the same purpose, but in their respective franchises. What's the laugh? What's the snicker? Sazk.
I was thinking like my waifu is not even from a show that I've watched past like season 2. And
are you kidding me? I've seen more MLP than you.
I think so. I watched some episodes from Volume 3, Season 3, but like
I
haven't watched like every episode in a season since 2.
I've seen all of seasons 1 through 4. I have seen up to what's episode 100 of MLP?
Slice of Life.
Slice of Life. Because that was the series finale for me. Slice of Life, the show was over.
It was literally perfect.
It was literally a perfect ending to the show. So they can't beat it. So I stopped watching there. But I do want to go back and catch up with MLP. It's a goal of mine. I added it to my watch list on Netflix. So I'll probably watch it soon.
Yeah, but like my top waifus from a show that I haven't even finished and is not one of my favorites, although I do enjoy it. It's not one of my favorite shows of all time.
MLP is not one of my favorites. It's a good show, but it's not one of my favorites.
I just like her that much that she beats a character from like my second favorite show.
I'm trying to think of characters that are in mediocre shows that I love.
Nozomi Tojo. From a not great show.
I have not seen a single episode of Love Live School Idol Project, yet I am in love with a character from it.
The
literally
human embodiment
in love.
of Knuckles the Hedgehog.
Maki,
bro.
But I'm trying to think of an example for me of a mediocre show where I loved a certain character. I know there are some. Why can't I think of one off the top of my head?
There's a minor character in Frag that I loved. Tell me.
The movie Inside Out. I thought it was okay. I didn't really like it that much.
Disgusting.
Disgust is so good. Such a good character. And there's also this comes with characters. There's also a predisposition sort of where if you see a character and you say, oh, I know this is going to be the type of character that I love, you sort of are going to love them no matter what, I've noticed. Like, the only time this didn't work out for me was Winter Schnee in Ruby. Like, she was very disappointing, even though she was a good character. Very disappointing because she was not what I expected. Well, she didn't live up to that thing, but Disgust. I haven't seen Love Live yet. Probably I won't watch Love Live. Maybe I'll watch the movies. But, Maki.
Bro. Maki's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean...
Not as wonderful as Nozomi, who is, like, literally my perfect woman, and I don't even like that show. It's just, like, not great.
Both Nico Robin and Blake, Belladonna are the perfect women.
Good night.
Okay, good night.